Okay, hello everyone. It is Eugene back at you once again, the senior software engineer, back to give you guys another video, right? So let me start this video off. We'll jump right into it. So what is OpenClaw, right? So OpenClaw is an open source, self-hosted, autonomous AI agent platform that runs locally on your machine to automate tasks. I'm sure you guys have seen it around. Let me go ahead and bring my screen up so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, right? So let me full screen this here so you can see. Okay, so it says, what is OpenClaw? So OpenClaw has been all of the craze, I want to say these past 2 weeks, right? It hit 150,000 plus GitHub stars. If you don't know what OpenClaw is, it's agentic AI pretty much made available to people at scale. And when I say to people, not everyone, but I want to say to people who are more technical, right? So now, what does that mean? So for someone like me who owns a business, an agency, in fact, I wanted to kind of dive into what that, and this all was incepted from this document here, which is called Something Big is Happening, right? And because OpenClaw changes things, right? And I'm going to get into a little bit more what I mean when I say that and what this document is getting into as well. But let me go ahead and start reading some documents so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So this document says, think back to February 2020. If you're paying close attention, you might have noticed a few people talking about a virus spreading overseas. And most of us weren't paying attention. The stock market was doing great. Your kids were in school. You were going to restaurants, shaking hands, blah, 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 blah. And then he goes on to say, I've spent 6 years building an AI startup and investing in the space. I live in this world, and I'm writing this for people in my life who don't. My family, my friends, who keep asking me, so what's the deal with AI? So he essentially, this document is giving you the non-polite version of what AI is, right? And what's really coming with AI. So he says, I should be clear about something upfront. Even though I work in AI, I have almost no influence over what's about to happen. So neither does the vast majority of the industry. The future is being shaped by a remarkably small number of people. Um, okay, most of us who work in AI building on top of foundations we did lay. We're watching this unfold the same as you. We just happen to be close enough to feel the ground shake first. But it's time now, not and then eventually we should talk about this way in that this is happening right now and I need to understand it way. Let me skip to let me see. So he this so this is very involved. This is a very involved article, right? Now I'm going let me just go on to my summation of it and what it means for me. I won't really break this down and find because I didn't prepare and actually go through this and do key parts. But maybe I'll come back and do a part two and we'll go through because this is very involved. I forgot how involved this was. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because it started with the prompt, right? I wanted to break this down because I thought it was very interesting as far as telling what's to come and shaping how you should be thinking about AI now and how you should be approaching the future, right? So my prompt was check out this document and give me a strategy to use as a software engineer to ensure that I, myself, and my company remain relevant in our industry and even start to innovate in our industry. Think about OpenClaw. Um, think about things like that. Think about what's happening currently. Think about what's trending, and think about the future. So I gave it a bunch of context about sort of my situation and what I have going on. And so this is what it gave me back. So this is essentially the start of this video. Everything else was kind of the warm up. So what it said back to me was you're reading the situation correctly. The app ideas quote unquote race is over. The only way you stay relevant as a software engineer agency is by building systems that keep compounding while everyone else ships one-off apps. This doc screams three things. AI capability is compounding fast and becoming agentic. So planning, building, testing, and iterating. The advantage window is being early and adapting constantly, not being smart. Massive job disruption is likely, which means the biggest opportunities are new income rails and new markets. So here's the strategy built around making InfiniMVP a machine that stays ahead even when OpenClaw style products drop. So number one, your moat isn't ideas, it's a personal operating system plus distribution. When you had the So context, I had the idea for OpenClaw. I'm probably what some of you might say, well, everyone's going to say that, but I actually had an idea and I built something that was sort of a proof of concept that enabled me to sort of interact with cursor while I was away, so I can still push builds, I can still run tests, right, and I can still like start new app concepts, as far as start scaffolding them right from my phone. It's a very simple, and it was actually on my wrist. And that's what it's talking about here when it says when you had the idea to talk to AI while away from home idea. That wasn't special because it was unique. It was special because you're converging on the inevitable interface, which is an always on agent plus voice plus memory plus action. So that's essentially what we're heading towards. Essentially, Jarvis from Iron Man, right? Now, your doc describes the shift from assistant to autonomous doer. This is not my doc. This is a document. I'm not sure who it's by, but I found it on Twitter. So your moat must be execution infrastructure is moat a reusable stack that can spin up products, agents, automations, integrations, analytics, payments, and compliance in days. Moat B, a proprietary life plus work graph, a personal company knowledge graph of people, clients, partners, leads, project specs, code bases, recurring tasks, obligations, finances, wallets, accounts, preferences, policies, playbooks. This is what makes the assistant better than the generic one. Anyone can call a model API. Almost nobody builds a durable personal graph plus action layer. Mode C, distribution. You already have it. Found the narrative plus content engine. The doc basically says early adopters win and the window closes. Distribution is how you stay early publicly. And so I'll end it there because it goes more into specifically what I'm going to do for my company, which you guys will see what's coming. But there is a little bit more to this document, and maybe I'll share that actually on my Substack blog. I'll share a part two to this video. It'll be on my Substack. It will be for subscribers only, so make sure you guys subscribe to my Substack if you want access to it. And I thought this was very interesting. Like I said before, this document, something big is happening. I can place a link to it in the description, but you do have to request access. It is a very good document if you're someone who is wanting to stay ahead and understand kind of what's coming from AI, from a more futuristic perspective. If you're someone who, is somewhat of an innovator and, you like to stay on top of the newest trends and kind of see what's coming before it happens, right? And so I'll leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you're on any of the platforms, follow, subscribe, or make sure you like this piece of content. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. So,